One day, when I'm old, I'm going to be sitting on in a rocking chair, and I'm going to have a litter of grandchildren, God willing, around at my feet, and they're going to look up at me with their eyes shining, and they're going to say, Grandma Phoebe, why did it take you so long to have sex for the first time? And they're going to be like, yeah, Grandma, and why did you have to leave the country to do it? And I'm going to say, well, my darlings, for the answer to that, we're going to have to go back to our nation's bicentennial. When I was 5 years old, and I could read and I could draw and I could write and ride a bicycle fairly independently, so I didn't require as much direct care. And I was polite and deferential to adults, and so my parents put me in a pickle jar, and a kosher pickle jar, and they cleared off a back shelf in their mind, and they left me there. So they liked me small. And as a result, I missed 3 pretty key deadlines for white girls in America. I missed Barbies, I missed horses, and I missed boys. Barbies, they didn't let me have partially because they were feminist, but partially because they found her aesthetically displeasing in all her gear. Horses, I got the impression that girls who rode horses were descended from Aryan peoples who snacked on Jews, so we didn't want anything to do with them. And boys would mean I was older than 5 years old, so that wasn't a possibility. My parents liked me small. And to be fair, I was their youngest, and I was always short for my age, and I had this little Minnie Mouse voice, and it was much higher then, and my name was Phoebe, which sounds like a Beanie Baby, so I was like, Phoebe! But they would underscore my stature. They underscored my stature for decades by referring to me as Little Phoebe, and Peebles, and Phoebe, and they would ask after my little friends, and then my little dorm, and my little college, and then like my little job. And I even remember once I got off the phone with the garage because I was having a new muffler put on my Toyota Corolla station wagon, and my mother said, how's your little car? And I thought, I have the same car as you do. They also had a Corolla wagon. So I don't know where I found the cojones or the balls, or the tiny little ballettes, to say when I was 24, I'm gonna go to Guatemala and learn Spanish, and my mother said, no, you're not, and I said, yes, I am, and she said, no, you're not, it's too dangerous, and I said, well, I'm gonna do it, and she said, well, I'm gonna talk to your father, and then she gets back on the phone and she says, you have to call the State Department first. And so I was still very obedient, so I got a number for Washington, and I called down there, and I got a guy on the phone, and I said, I'm going to Guatemala for a month. Is there anything I need to know? And the man said, well, what organization are you traveling with? And I said, I'm not. And he goes, well, how large is your family group? And I said, there isn't any. And he said, are you going with your husband? And I feel the State Department's getting a little personal. And I said, I'm not married. And he said, well, so are you traveling with a boyfriend? And I said, no, I'm going by myself. And he said, he sort of sighed, exasperated. He goes, well, do your parents know you're going? And I said, they told me to call you. My first day in Guatemala, I had my hair in a ponytail and my backpack, and I'm going through a marketplace, and a man approaches me, and he sort of doubled over. He has this very large bundle that he's toting, and he extends a hand, and just with the deft precision of a real professional, he takes my right nipple between his thumb and his forefinger, clamps down, and twists to the right like he's opening a sticky locker at the YMCA. I am transported to a buffet of feelings. I'm having first an amuse-bouche of pain, because it really hurt. And then I get a nice big rage salad. I yell out, I can't believe I did this. I yell out, I am not fruit! But to no nobody in particular because I don't speak Spanish. And then I have two really big helpings of guilt and shame because even though I missed out on Barbie's Horses and Boys, I went to every seminar that we had in this country to tell girls that they were bad and disposable. And so, like, I may have been in a pickle jar, but, like, I watched TV, so. So the next thing I think is, what was I thinking? How stupid to grow boobs. What a bad idea. And then I think, oh, you big, dumb American tourist. Big. I look around at the human beings of Guatemala, and I am of average height. And I think, oh, this is really different. I come in 3 dimensions, apparently. So not long after that, I meet an American, and he's really handsome and adventurous, and he's funny, and he's mean, so he's a perfect specimen for me to catch up on all this backlog of work that I just have never gotten to. And we travel the country, and we have a wonderful time together, and at the end of the month, we sort of stumble out of the jungles of Tikal, and even my hair is different. It's instead of these little Shirley Temple curls, it's become this like big mass on top of my head, and like I can hear it talking like it's placing bets at the track, like I'll take home sweet home for the trifecta. And we go to a little town because I've got to get a bus back to the capital to get my flight, and this town has one bus stop and it has one payphone, and it's been raining a lot, so it's muddy, and there's this so people have put down cardboard and corrugated tin, and they're standing on it waiting in line for the phone. They're sort of teetering with their children and their goats, and it must not be a great phone because they're shouting all their hopes and dreams and recipes into this receiver. And I think I should get on that line. I should call my folks. It's been a month. They're probably worried. They're probably angry. But I really don't want to because then the spell will be broken and I'll have to be little Phoebe again. And it feels like Alice in Wonderland in reverse. And when it's my turn, I pick up the receiver, and it's a terrible connection, of course. And I go, Ma, Ma, and the goats are all going, Ma, and I'm like, Ma, 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 Ma. I'm like, shut up. And but I've been so busy with this American that I haven't bothered to learn Spanish enough to say, Madam, could you please silence your goat? So I hear my mother's voice, and in one phrase, in one question, she has constructed this amalgam of misogyny and a grudging acknowledgement that things may have changed, and 3,000 years of Jewish mother anxiety. She screams into the receiver so that all of Central America can hear her. What's his last name? Thank you.